Hi guys, welcome. This is 60-minute yin. So getting yourself set up on your yoga mat. If you have a bolster or some like a dense pillow, and also one or two blocks, one will work, especially if you have a dense pillow, or if you happen to have two, great. So we'll get started in a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall in the sits bones. Draw the shoulders up towards your ears and then back and down, really opening up through the chest. Rest your hands on your knees, cross-legged or any comfortable way to sit. Draw the chin back in space, which lengthens the back of the neck. Closing the eyes or keeping a soft gaze, start to notice your breath and arrive on your yoga mat. Follow the sensations of the breath. Drawing in through the nose and out through the nose. Notice sensations through the body. Physical sensations. The sensations of the breath. Letting go of whatever has already happened today. And also letting go of whatever might come after your practice. Using the breath to stay anchored in the moment, as well as sensations of the body. In yin, we hold the yoga poses for about 3 to 5 minutes, aiming for the sweet spot where we feel the sensation through our body at about a 4 out of 10. So enough to really bring you into the present moment with this deep stretch, whatever pose we're in, but not too much that it hurts or applies any pressure or discomfort onto the joints. We hold these poses for a little bit longer to allow for the fascia, which is the connective tissue that is around the muscles and makes up the joints, to relax any tension by holding the poses for that little bit longer, staying with the sensations, breathing into them, and then slowly transitioning to the next pose, maintaining the same level of slowness and relaxation. So keeping this in mind as we move through our practice. And we'll begin with a pranayama, or breathing exercise. So we'll begin with a deep breath in through the nose and exhale fully through the mouth. Follow my guidance as you inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Last round. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And then inhaling normally. Exhaling normally. Breathing at whatever pace and rhythm you find yourself at. Noticing whatever you notice through the body, through the breath. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the shoulder. Noticing whatever you notice. Having the intention to honor the cues of your own body over everything else in this yoga practice. And bringing any other intentions or dedications to your mat this evening. Bring the hands to heart center, sealing the intention in with a big breath in. Full breath out. And then gently beginning to flutter the eyes open, releasing the hands down to the knees. Spread the legs wide. Bring the bolster or bolster alternative in to the center of your legs. And then stacking a block or some support underneath at any level. Interlace the fingers behind the back, open through the chest. Release the chin down to the chest. Reaching the arms up and away from the low back as you relax your chin down to the chest. And then release the hands down towards the ground in the lower back. Inhale, lifting the arms up and around. Exhale, hands come through heart center, walking, hinging from the hips. Relax the forehead onto the bolster or bolster alternative, and then feel free to adjust the height of the bolster or pillow however feels good and supported. Taking your time to settle in to wherever you arrive. Relaxing the forehead onto whatever support you have. Releasing the shoulders down and away from the ears, relaxing the jaw. Gentle with the breath and aiming for that sweet spot of the stretch where you can find stillness. Releasing through the breath and the body. Noticing any sensations through the body. Relaxing in to exactly where you are in this present moment. Gently and very slowly begin to transition out using your hands as support on the ground to draw the body up to a seat. Roll the shoulders up, down, and away from the ears. And then fixing the bolster and the prop so that it comes just behind your back rather than in front. Bring the tailbone to the edge of the pillow and then begin to use the pillow or bolster as a support for your spine. And then gently open up through the hands and the arms. They can be like a T a little bit further out, or you can relax them a little bit closer to your center, which will decrease the stretch. Allow the feet to fall away from one another. Opening up through the chest. Gently breathing in and out. Noticing where you feel. Adjusting and modifying in ways to suit your own body in this very moment. Gentle breath in and slow and relaxed breath out. Gently begin to bring your hands next to your hips. Draw the chin towards the chest and then use the hands to support as you draw the weight up. Bringing the pillow or bolster in front and underneath your knees. Inhale, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips using the tops of the legs as a support for your torso, and then relax your head and neck. Down towards the legs, in between the knees. Relaxing through low back, mid back, and upper back, head and neck. Notice the breath. Notice how this different posture may change the deepness of the breath. Gentle breath in and full breath out for the last few moments in this posture, noticing if you can relax into the pose any bit more. Gently and slowly begin to walk your hands on the mat back to support your upper body coming back upright. Interlace the fingers behind the back again, opening up through the chest, and then begin to draw the arms straight and strong away from the back. Draw the chin towards the chest. Releasing the hands back down. Come to sit cross-legged or any comfortable way where you can maintain a nice tall seat. Shoulders back and down away from the ears, and then gently begin to draw your left ear towards your left shoulder. Opening up through the right side of the neck. Relax the jaw. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Maybe even close your eyes, relaxing the muscles around your eyes. Relaxing the right shoulder any amount down and away from the ear. And maybe you even bring your left hand to the top of your head to see if that level of intensity feels okay by resting your left hand on your head. If it's too much, no problem. You can always return the hand back to your knee. Feeling into where you arrive in this posture. Noticing any changes through the breath and see if you can bring it back to a slow and steady rhythm. And then gently release the hand back down to the knee if it was on the head. And then simply roll the chin through center, nice and slow, pausing for a moment in center. Big breath in, full breath out. Gently begin to rotate the right ear towards the right shoulder, opening up now through the left side of the neck. Again, relaxing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Noticing any changes through the breath here. Seeing if you can come back to that slow and steady rhythm. Using the breath to settle into the pose. Option to bring the hand to the head, which will intensify the stretch. Option to change your mind and take it back to the knee. Coming back to that intention of honoring the cues of your own body as you find it in each and every moment. This time to slowly transition, we're going to draw the head back in space, opening up through the throat. Closing the lips to create more space through the front of the throat. And then gently drawing the head back through center, rolling the shoulders up, down, and back. Couple of times. And then making your way onto all fours, tabletop, by coming over your legs or simply swinging the legs around. Come through to hands and wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Arrive here with a few cat-cows, following the breath as you move and stretch through the spine really slowly, really gently, maybe even a few hip circles or sways of the hip, really feeling into exactly where you are in this moment. Coming in to thread the needle. Inhale to reach and lift the right arm high. Exhale to thread it through the center, releasing the forehead or the temple. down to the mat. Option to wrap the left arm around the low back. Option to keep it where it is or lengthening it long. Wherever you find yourself, notice your breath and modify and adjust in any way that suits your body best. Opening up through shoulders with a slight rotation through the mid back, mid torso. Noticing the breath. Gently begin to bring the hand back in front or near the head and face to press into the left hand. And then inhale, reaching the right arm up to counter stretch, maybe a roll out of the wrist. And then gently replacing it back down to the mat, arriving back in all fours, maybe a little bit of movement through cat-cow or circling the hips. Taking thread the needle on the other side from a neutral spine, we'll inhale the left arm high. Exhale, threading it through, releasing the head, either temple or forehead to the mat. And then wrapping the right arm behind the back or stretching the right arm long in front. Whichever feels better. Bearing in mind that this side could land completely different. Respecting that and modifying to suit this side's particular needs. Finding a steady rhythm of breath here, noticing sensations. Noticing if and where your mind wanders to. Using your breath as an anchor, bringing your awareness back to your breath. Back to this moment. Noticing the rotation through the mid-belly, through the mid-back. Gently replacing the hand back to in front of the face or the head. Pressing into the hand to inhale and reach the left arm up, maybe rolling out the wrist here. And then releasing the hand down to the mat. Bring the knees about as wide as the mat, big toes to touch. Sink the hips back. And then using one of your props for your hands or arms, we're going to have the hands, the forearms kind of resting on the prop of sorts, either a pillow or maybe the blocks, and then release the head down between the arms. Forehead can come to the mat. If at any point this feels too intense, you can come to traditional child's pose. This really opens up through the shoulders and the armpits. A little bit opening of the chest. Notice where you can soften. And again, adjusting and modifying in any way to make this stretch more accessible and to function best in your body for maximum benefit. Gently begin to release the hands so that they come next to your face off of the prop or walking them back. And then gently press the ground away from you to come through tabletop. Bring the knees closer together as you walk the knees back and then gently lower your belly down to the mat. Activate through the legs. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders or a little bit further back. Elbows hugging close to the body. Coming into Sphinx pose or not Sphinx, seal pose. We're going to begin to engage the belly and then press into the ground to open up through the chest as well as the lower backs. Really engaging through the belly, engaging through the legs. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Option to pop down to the elbows if it feels too intense, which would be Sphinx pose. Modifying and adjusting in any way to suit your body's needs. Gently begin to bend at the elbows to gently lower yourself down. Bring the hands underneath the forehead, resting the forehead on the hands. Allowing the hips to sway from side to side. melting the front body towards the earth. And then begin to slide your right knee up in line with the right hip, the heel in line with the right knee. Cheek can come to the mat, or you can keep with your forehead on the hands, whichever feels more comfortable. Again, scanning your body, see where it would feel good to adjust, modifying to meet your body's needs. Noticing your inner thigh of the right leg opening up, relaxing into the posture any amount more. And then slowly begin to transition, lengthening the right leg long beside the left, allowing the hips to move from side to side again, making any little counter movements or adjustments that feel good. And then gently begin to take this same posture on the other side, drawing your left knee up in line with the left hip, the left ankle in line with the left knee. Forehead can rest on the hands, or you can bring a cheek to the mat, whichever feels better in the body. Opening up through the left groin, the left inner thigh. Allow the body to soften towards the earth any amount. Noticing if you can soften into the posture any amount more for the last few moments of this pose. Noticing the breath, gently drawing in and out. Slowly begin to transition, allowing that left leg to go long next to the right. Allow the hips to move a little bit from side to side, making any other counter movements that feel good through the body. And then gently bring the hands back underneath your shoulders. Elbows wrap in close to the body. Press the earth away from you as you lift up through all fours. Through tabletop, we'll keep our blocks, or if you just have one block, one pillow, that's fine as well. Reach the right leg up and back, and then bring the knee through center to plant it in front. Most important alignment is your front knee is over your front ankle. So your knee's not overextending too much, and it's also not too far back. Using some support underneath your hands. It can be anything from some towels rolled up or the pillow and a block, a combination, just underneath your hands so that you can draw your shoulders away from the ears, back and down, opening up through the chest, and you're not reaching for the floor and as a result hunching over. If you have quite long arms, you might be able to just come to your fingertips, and that may feel okay, but for most people, a little bit of support underneath the hands to bring the earth a little bit closer to you is really nice. Opening up through that left hip flexor, which runs along the front of the upper left leg and hip. Softening into the pose, softening the gaze, softening the space between the eyebrows. Noticing the breath as it gently flows in and out. Just slowly transition. Begin to sink the hips back in space. And then release that knee. Allow the hips to gently move from side to side. And then inhale the left leg up and back. Draw the knee in through center to place that left foot between the blocks or props or hands. Again, that left knee directly over the left ankle. Begin to sink the hips down towards the earth, but at the same time, keeping a feeling of lifted through the hips. So allowing them to sink down to find your sweet spot in the stretch, and at the same time, pressing down into the earth with the top of the back foot, the front or the bottom of the front foot, opening up through that right hip flexor this time. Allowing the shoulders to melt down and away from the ears, and noticing where you might be holding on to tension through the body, even through the mind. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax the jaw. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Notice the breath easily flowing in and out. Then gently and slowly begin to transition by drawing the hips back in space, releasing that left knee back. Blocks or props can come to the side, hands come down to the mat. Allow the hips to sway from side to side. And then release the hips onto the heels. Roll out the wrists. Swing the legs around to the front space. Having space behind you to come down onto your back, and keep your pillow down at towards the bottom of the mat to bring it in a little bit. And also, if you have a block or a block alternative next to your hips, gently lower yourself down onto the mat. Shoulders tucked down and away from the ears. Plant the feet into the mat. Using the block or some other prop, we're going to tilt the pelvis towards the rib cage. Lift the hips up off the ground to slide the block or block alternative underneath the hips. Open the hands and the arms to face towards the sky. Option to keep the feet planted on the earth. Option to release the legs long, opening up through the fronts of the legs and the hips. Whichever feels more comfortable. Maybe it feels better to have one foot planted on the mat and the other leg long. And then at some point, I will indicate to switch if you've done that. Feeling the lumbar spine supported by the block or block alternative. The openness through the front body. The gentle breath in and gentle breath out. If you have just one leg extended, switch to have the other leg extended. And the support of the other foot that was extended on the mat. Notice the sensations of the breath here, the expansion of the belly on the inhale, the belly and chest relax on the exhale. Planting both feet back on the mat, finding groundedness through the feet to inhale and lift the hips up off of the block or block alternative and slowly lower down. Bringing the pillow so that it comes underneath the knees as a support and a pillow for the knees. And allowing the legs to drape over the knees or over the pillow at the knees. If it feels better without the support of the pillow or bolster underneath your knees, you can always move it to one side. Settling into your Shavasana, open up through the chest by walking the shoulder blades together at the back. Open the hands and the arms, open to the sky. Allow the feet to relax and fall away from each other. Soften the jaw and the space between the eyebrows. Soften the shoulders and feel heavy through the arms. Opening through the chest, the belly, the hips, and the pelvis. Relaxing into your particular Shavasana of this practice, allowing for stillness and ease of breath. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Inviting small movements back into your fingers and your toes. Listening to the cues of your own body and stretching in any way that feels good through the body. Making your way onto your right side using your right arm as a pillow. And then gently making your way up to a seat. Coming to cross-legged or any comfortable seat with your spine nice and tall. Draw the shoulders up towards your ears and then back and down, opening up through the chest. Bringing the hands to heart center together, pressing all 10 fingers towards one another. Draw the breath in and fully exhale. May any goodness from this yoga practice resonate out to all beings everywhere. Namaste.